Welcome to Winging It. We're playing Arkham Horror the card game today. This is Silas and Amanda going into the Maelstrom. If you look in the links below, you can see my deck upgrades, but I'll go ahead and flash them really quickly. Here's Silas's deck. And Amanda's deck. Alright. So, drop opening hands and get started. So Silas drawing 5 cards. We get Unrelenting, Peter Sylvester, Emergency Cash, Eureka, and Brute Force. Okay, I want to keep the Brute Force. I want to have a way to fight. Unrelenting is good for card draw. Actually, I'm pretty happy. I'm going to throw back the Emergency Cash and the Eureka. Draw 2 cards. We get another Peter Sylvester, okay, and a Granny Orn. Well, now I wish I had that Emergency Cash, but that'll be nice to be able to put my 2 best allies into play. Okay, Amanda, we have this to use the order, but it's all used up, so I'm just going to take it off. I had these 2 studios to remind me to draw up 7 cards. So we'll draw, we get Pathfinder, Momentum, Vicious Blow, Practice Makes Perfect, the Eye of Truth, Deduction, 1 more card. So we're really looking for lab assistance. We are looking for the Dream Enhancing Serum. We'll keep the Pathfinder because obviously movement is king. We'll keep the Practice Makes Perfect. We'll keep the Eye of Truth. It's just a good turn 1, put it under her, and if she gets a Treachery, it's fine. If she doesn't, it's just, she's fairly well boosted. So I'll place those 4 cards. We'll get the Awakened Mantle. Okay, Lab Assistant, we are looking for that. And Forewarned. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1 more card. And we get another Practice Makes Perfect. Alright, well, I guess we'll be able to hit the cards that we are looking for. Okay, as a further note, we do have these diving suits, which is takes up the body slot. You ignore forced abilities in the current agenda, which is the take damage. We'll see that in a second. Forced when any amount of damage would be placed on you, place 1 of that damage on the diving suit. When the diving suit leaves play, remove it from the game. Also, Silas has all 4 of the keys that we got because of our campaign log. I will note that we can look at the scenario card. We have 2 cultists, 2 tablets. So we have the -3 if you fail to place 1 doom on the current agenda. This may cause the current agenda to advance. So an ancient evils. So you're going to want to try to be 3 up on everything. And then the tablet is the -4. If you fail, you must either increase the flood level of your location or take 1 damage. That one's not so bad. We don't have any of the elder things. All right, so let's take a look at the agenda. Under the surface, your boat lands on the Black Reef and you descend once more into the tidal caverns. Deeper and deeper still you travel, until all thought of returning to the surface seems like fantasy. Forced, when your turn begins, if you are at a fully flooded location, you struggle for air. When your turn ends, if you do not enter an unflooded or partially flooded location during your turn, take 5 direct damage. So right now the diving suits would prevent that. And then we have Back into the Depths. Finally, you reach the gateway to the final depths, a swirling vortex of otherworldly currents beyond which the city of the deep ones waits. Somehow you must gain entrance. Objective: if each investigator at the gateway and the investigators possess each of the following keys: blue, red, yellow, and green, advance. So as written, this is actually a forced advance. And we have all the keys. But MJ, actually, I sent a message to MJ asking if that was intended, because you would just skip the whole first act, and that didn't seem very cool. And she replied that that is not intended, that you're supposed to be able to decide when you would want to advance, and that there will be an errata that we can expect. So that is Act 1, we are not going to advance. We would like to do, you cannot, if you advance immediately, you can't get the full flashback for the campaign, which I would like to try to do. Okay, we are on the gateway, which does enter into play partially flooded. It is a 2-shroud, 0 clue location. Okay, and it's all these other locations here are connected. All right. So at the beginning of the round, Amanda has to draw a card. She will draw a Dream Enhancing Serum. Okay. So I think what we do is we're not going to be able to afford the Dream Enhancing Serum, the Pathfinder, and the Laboratory Assistant. But I think the Dream Enhancing Serum is going to be more valuable than the Pathfinder. So our turn is going to be play Pathfinder, play Dream Enhancing Serum, and then probably move. So I think we'll go ahead and put the Eye of Truth under her. All right. So, action 1, we will spend 3 resources to put out the Dream Enhancing Serum. Action 2, we'll spend her last 2 resources to put out the Laboratory Assistant. We get to draw 2 cards. We get a Perception and another Dream Enhancing Serum. Oh man, if we could get that out. So we really just need some resources. Alright, and then I think we will just move to the bottom title tunnel and see what it is. Alright, this is the Underground River for Shroud. 4 clues. It cannot be fully flooded. After it's revealed, increases flood level. And it's a victory point, but we don't care about victory points because it is the last scenario. Alright, so Silas, we have to decide whether we want to put out Peter or Granny Orn. I'm going to put out Granny Orn because there is a treachery that discards a card at random from your hand. And we've got 2 Peters, so we'll spend 4 resources to put out Granny Orn. And then I'm going to take 2 resources so we can put out Peter next turn. So this was Granny Orn, and then we take 2 resources. Silas will draw a Lucky. Level 3 Lucky, in fact. Okay, Amanda will get a Deduction. Alright, we are at 1 of 6 Doom. Draw an encounter. We get an Ancient Evils. Well, we can't do anything about that. And then Amanda, I didn't put enough clues on this river. Amanda will get another Ancient Evils. I shuffled this really well, in fact. So we're just going through it. Man, that is terrible. Terrible. Okay. Well, I hope we can go fast. All right. At the beginning of the round, Amanda draws a Vicious Blow. We have to put a card under her. Oof. So either the Perception or the Deduction. I'm going to say the Perception. If you move Clue is probably okay. If we get a location that's good for those. Yeah. Alright. So, doing the Perception. Alright, action 1. She'll move to this title tunnel here, which is the title pool. It gets +1 Shroud while it's partially flooded, and +2 Shroud while it is fully flooded. 2 clues, and after title pool is revealed, randomly choose one of the set-aside face-down keys and place it on title pool without looking at it. She will investigate. She is at... Let's see, she's at 5v3. We're going to go ahead and we're going to spend a resource to play Practice Makes Perfect. 9 cards. Pick one. It's practiced. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. But we don't want to lose 3 aces. So we're going to go ahead and just grab the Eye of Truth and commit it to this. It gives us very good odds of passing by a lot and then drawing some cards. I was kind of hoping to hit leadership, but this will do. Okay, we're testing at 9v3. Okay, -2. We do succeed by 2. So we get to draw 2 cards. We'll get leadership and a Grizzly Totem. Oh my goodness. Alright. Get the Eye of Truth back in our hand. And get the clue. So if we commit the leadership to this, we would have 2 resources. That's enough to play Pathfinder or actually the Grizzly Totem next turn. So I think we're just going to do that. Last action, commit leadership. That puts us to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to beat 3. That's not great, is it? I could just commit the Practice Makes Perfect. Be 4 up, we beat everything. Yeah, I think I'm happy with that. Alright, so we'll commit the Practice Makes Perfect. So we're 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 versus 3. Last action. Okay, that is the Cultist. It's -3 if we fail. We don't fail. We don't succeed by 2, so we only get 1 card. We're going to go ahead and draw the card first, which is Momentum. I did that in case it was going to be Crack the Case, which we would be able to get the clue and then crack the case. We do get 2 resources from leadership, which means we can play things next turn. We get the clue and the key. Let's see what this is. This is the black key. All right. All right, I think Silas plays Peter and then just starts drawing cards. All right, so plays 3 resources to put down Peter. Then, there's an argument for getting resources. Actually, it's kind of a bad argument though, so we won't do it because actually, Syzygy would be okay. We're still going to draw cards. Cards are better for Silas. So that was our first action. Second action, we'll draw a card. Chainsaw. Okay, well now we absolutely need to get resources so that we can play Chainsaw. We will take 2 resources, or 1 resource for our last action. And if we get Syzygy, we're going to say, Amanda, please choose the horror. You can kill your lab assistant. It will be fine. Silas will draw Emergency Cache, level 4. Well, that's great. I hope he doesn't get the psychic, whatever that thing is that makes him drop a card at random, because he could be completely set up. Alright. Alright, and Amanda will draw Inquiring Mind. It's a good card to put under her this turn, this round. Alright, and then she gets a resource. Alright, 4 of 6 do. Counter card. We'll get Silas will get a Lurking Deep One. So that's a 2/2/4. If Lurking Deep One engages you, you take 1 damage. Alright, so he takes the damage, which has to go on the diving suit. Alright, Amanda will draw the Memory of Oblivion. Test 4 willpower or 4 intellect. If you reveal a Elder thing, which you don't have any in the bag, token during this test, you automatically fail. For each point you fail by, you choose and discard 1 card from your hand. This is a good target for Eye of Truth. I can test the intellect on it. Just losing cards from hand is just so brutal, and Silas is somewhat vulnerable to this, even though he's got a willpower of 4 now. And the other thing is, if we test and we pass with the perception, we'll actually draw cards. So that's pretty good. So anyway, we will go ahead and commit Eye of Truth to this. Okay. So she is at 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to beat 4. Alright, 0. So we do pass by 2. We get to draw 2 cards. Oh, actually, it goes into the victory display. We'll just move it off to here for now. I'll probably have to move the victory display later. And then she draws 2 cards from that. So she gets a Vicious Blow level 2 and Lena Harper. Okay, and because of the Vicious Blow level 2, we have 2 of those. We can reveal them. We can Dream Enhancing Serum to draw another card, which is another deduction. All right. So that worked out pretty well. All right, now she draws the card at the beginning of the round. She gets another 4 ward. All right. So we do want to play the Grizzly Totem, I think. There's an argument for playing the Pathfinder to just get some speed, but Grizzly Totem will help her pass tests, and I think that's good. So, we just stick the Inquiring Mind under her? We could put Elena Harper under her. I don't think we're going to be playing Elena anytime soon. And we could grab her the next time around, maybe? I will do the Inquiring Mind. It's not altogether super valuable. Although that is a target for Dream Enhancing Serum. So, you know what? We will go ahead and do Elena Harper. Alright. Alright, so Silas has to deal with this Lurking Deep One. I think we just punch him with Brute Force. We'll just commit Brute Force. We're at 4, 5, 6, 7. To beat 2, we want to succeed by 2. We get the Cultist, 7, 6, 5, 4. That's -2. We pass by 2. So the Lurking Deep One is dead. We have to leave the Brute Force committed, which is fine. He is dead. Then we will take a resource and spend all 4 of our resources to play the Chainsaw, which will have 3 supplies on it. Unfortunately, we don't get to play the Emergency Cache, so we're still vulnerable right now to the Psychic Pull. Discarding that from our hand. All right. So Amanda, action 1, will move into this title pool. This is the, okay, I said title pool, but I was reading the bottom of this one, but that actually is a title pool. So it gets +1 shroud while it's partially flooded, and 2 shroud while it's fully flooded, 2 clues. It is a 3 shroud, 2 clue location, and you put a face down key on it. And 2 clues. All right. So I think the next thing we will do is we will spend 3 resources to put down the Grizzly Totem. Then we will investigate. I'm going to commit deduction. And there's an argument for not committing deduction yet, because we could get the last key next turn and get a potentially get a crack the case. But I would just like to make some movement. We're going to go ahead and commit deduction. Get it in our discard from the cycle our deck. All right, so we're adding the Grizzly Totem. So we are at 4, 5, 6, 7 to beat 3, up by 4. -1. So we do succeed. We get both clues. But before we get the clues, we'll draw in case we get a crack the case. We get another lab assistant. We can play because we do have charisma. We get both clues and the key. Which looks like it is the purple key. Silas will draw. Okay, he gets the headdress, which is pretty nice. I'd like to play that. All right, and then Amanda will get 3 aces. First copy of 3 aces. All right, we are at 5 of 6 doom. We're going to advance very soon. And we get, okay, the Conspiracy of Deep Ones. This is Apparel. Revelation, test 2 willpowers. This test gets +1 difficulty for each sanctum location with a key on it. If you fail, you must either place 1 doom on the current agenda. This effectively causes the current agenda to advance, or the nearest ancient enemy in play attacks you. Well, there are no ancient enemies in play. It is 2 willpowers, so we don't have any sanctum locations in play. And we really don't want to advance the agenda. We're going at 4v2, so we can lucky our way out of this. Do we want to draw some cards with Unrelenting? I think we probably do. So we will commit Unrelenting and Peter to this. We will seal on the Unrelenting the 2 zeros and a +1. All right, so we are at 4, 5, 6 to beat 2, but we're pulling the Unrelenting back. Oh, we get to draw the 2 cards right away, right? Yep, draw 2 cards. We get a Chainsaw and Siren Call. All right. Well, maybe we'll have actions to clear that. All right, +1. We pass. Like having 2 +1s in the bag. We will use his ability to pull back the Unrelenting into his hand. Peter goes away, and we have done that Apparel. All right, great. All right, and then Amanda will draw. She gets Thalassophobia. That is the fear of the ocean. I looked it up. Revelation. If no investigators are at a flooded location, it gains Surge. No. Silas is. Otherwise, each investigator partially flooded location takes 1 horror, and each investigator fully flooded location takes 1 direct horror that cannot be prevented. Well, that's easy. We will give a horror to Peter Sylvester. And that's a big nothing burger. Okay. Amanda will draw her card. She gets a Crack the Case. All right. Excellent. All right. We will put Inquiring Mind under her with the intention of hopefully finding a place where we can get the last clues and crack the case, and then play Pathfinder. So I think she goes up to, Silas will go first. He'll take 2 actions to clear the Siren Call, and then he'll play the Emergency Cache to put 4 resources on Chainsaw, and he is set up for some murder. Alright, so that is his 3 actions. Amanda, first action. We'll move up to the tidal tunnel up here. Okay, this is the underwater caverns. It's an action to move from the underwater cavern to any flooded location. It is 2 shroud, 2 clues. Forced after underwater cavern is revealed, it becomes fully flooded. Alright, action 2, she's going to move. This tidal tunnel. Okay, we have the Dark Abyss. It is a 2 shroud, 2 clue location. After Dark Abyss is revealed, randomly choose one of the set aside face down keys and put it on Dark Abyss without looking at it. You do that. And then, forced after the last clue is discovered from Dark Abyss becomes fully flooded. Increase the flood level of each location connected to Dark Abyss. Alright, so it gets 2 clues and key. Now we could commit the deduction to this for our last action to make sure we get both of those clues. Sure. Seems okay. So we will Grizzly Totem. We will commit the deduction. Puts us to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to beat 2. And then we can crack the case on this to get resources. That will give us enough to put out Pathfinder. Or the Dream Enhancing Serum, whichever we think is better. +1. Okay. So we do get to draw the key, the card from Grizzly Totem. Yeah. Make sure the timing is okay in case we get to crack the case. So we'll draw, we get a perception. That's good. We will play, we will get the 2 clues from the deduction. We will play crack the case to get 2 resources. And we got the last key. Which is the white key. Alright. And then that location becomes fully flooded. And we have to increase the flood level. This other underwater cavern should have also been fully flooded, but now it is all flooded. Alright, so that is the end of her turn. Alright, upkeep. Silas will draw. Oh, okay, look what I found. So he's got some clue tech here going on. And even the resources to pay for it. Alright, and then Amanda. Time Worn Brand. She's actually at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cards. If you include counting with the Dream Enhancing Serum, we got doubles of Vicious Blow and double N41. Alright, the agenda advances, and we cry a little bit, because this is going to reshuffle if I recall correctly. Alright, so this is Maelstrom Mutation. The waters continue to rise in ebullient energy, as if somehow alive. With each passing moment, the sea grows more and more volatile. Stranger still are the monstrous creatures that now prowl the dark waters. Creatures that defy all laws of nature. Shuffle the set-aside Ligor enemy and the set-aside Aquatic Abomination enemy into the encounter deck along with the encounter discard pile. Yep, so we're reshuffling those 2 Ancient Evils right back in. It's painful. It's so painful. Okay, now we have Celestial Alignment. Even this deep beneath the surface of the ocean, you can tell that your time is running short. You feel the pull of the tide as it courses through the water. Every bone in your body quakes. The walls breathe as if they're alive. It has the same forced ability as the others. Take 5 damage. Alright. Now we're doing encounters. Silas will draw. Okay, he's got the Treacherous Depths. You must either increase the fun level of your current location or discard assets from your play area with a total resource cost of at least X, where X is your location's shroud value. That's terrible. Peter should have healed. Alright, well, I guess we're losing Peter because we're not losing the chainsaw. Shroud value is 2. And we can't increase the fun level of his location. Oh, no, wait, we could lose the diving suit. We could lose the diving suits. Sure, let's lose the diving suit. Just remove it from the game. We don't need a diving suit. We're fine. I'd rather lose that than Peter. I might regret this decision. Alright, and then Amanda will get Fractured Consciousness. Test 3 intellect. If you reveal a tablet during this test, you automatically fail. If you fail, take 2 damage. Okay. So, our intellect, the inquiring mind is totally turned off. So that's no good. Let's see. Do we have a way to pass this test? If we commit the perception to it, we could be at 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 V3. And we could commit the lab assistant to it. I think I'm not going to play the lab assistant anyway this time around. So I just remembered I don't care about the clues. So I'm going to drop a clue and play Forewarned and just not deal with it. So we drop a clue back on our location. Alright, so Nito. Alright, and then she draws a card at the beginning of the round. She gets another copy of 3 Aces, and we have 2 of those. So we will exhaust the Dream Enhancing Serum to draw another card, which is Whispers from the Deep. Well, that has to go under her. But that's actually fine, because we weren't planning on actually doing anything this turn anyway. Alright, so action, well, so we put out Pathfinder. We can also get out the Awakened Mantle and the Dream Enhancing Serum. That seems better right now. So, action 1, we'll spend 1 resource to put out the Awakened Mantle. And then our location is flooded, so we can just move to this location. Now we have all the keys, so we can advance the act, which we will do. Alright, to the city. I can't pronounce it, so I'm not going to try. A maelstrom of currents tugs at your flesh as you cross through the gateway. When you emerge on the other side, you are no longer in the simple tidal caverns beneath Devil Reef, but inside a vast city within the depths, a city of otherworldly alien architecture and surprisingly riches beyond your wildest imagination. Remove each location other than the gateway from the game, or add them to the victory display if they have victory X and no clues remaining. Discard each of these locations. Put the set-aside locations into play as shown in the campaign guide, following the Act 2 setup instructions. So we have, it's specific for 2-player, and we'll do that in a second. But then we put the set-aside Hydra enemy into play in the Lair of Hydra, dreaming deep in slumber. side face up, and then put the Dagon enemy into play in the Lair of Dagon. He is awakened in a rage, so his awakened in a rage side is faced up. And that's it. So I will be right back as I get this set up. Okay, welcome back. This is a very neat way of being laid out because the layout changes depending on player count, and I really like that they did this way. So we have these 4 fully flooded locations here. Those are locations where we're going to try to drop the keys that we entered with, these keys that Silas had. We can drop these other keys that Amanda has in other locations. That do things and enable us to get the final flashback. Dagon here is he is awakened and enraged, so he's a hunter and master. Retaliate. He gets -1 fight for each sanctum location with a key on it. After Dagon is evaded or dealt damage, do the same to a copy of Dagon's Brood in play. And then Hydra is sleeping right here. She is slumbering. She cannot attack or engage and is immune to an investigator actions and player card effects. Force, at the end of the round, if an investigator is in the lair of Hydra and Hydra is ready, place 1 doom on her. You can take an action test for willpower. If you succeed, either exhaust Hydra or remove 1 doom from her. If you fail by 3 or more, place 1 doom on her. I don't know why you would do the exhaust thing, as it doesn't actually accomplish anything since she readies before the end of the round. So that may be a question we should ask MJ. But either way, there she is. So we're going to start... and then of course we have the new act. So this is the City of the Deep version 1. Deep within the city, the Deep Ones are performing a ritual that will drown the earth under the seas. The only way to counteract this ritual is to unveil the depths and expose the city to the sky. So for a free trigger, you can remove 2 damage from an Ancient One enemy at your location, or an investigator at a layer location, spend 2 clues as a group. Decrease the flood level of any non-sanctum location in play. Stop the Deep One's ritual by draining the city if each location in play is unflooded advanced. So we can get to these sanctum locations and spend clues, which we have 5 clues, to drain the sanctum, to start unflooding. But we can also do damage and remove damage from them to do that. This is version 1, so we'll figure out what that means later on, but that's what we're doing. So Amanda has 2 actions left. We do want to play the other Dream Enhancing Serum, I think. And then we'll just move on down and start doing things. So, all right. So she will we could play Pathfinder, but I think the Dream Enhancing Serum will gain us more actions in the end of drawing cards. We just really want our draw engine to be online. Or do we? Yeah, I mean, we've got the Awakened Mantle, which is probably going to help us with our Pathfinder. So, okay. Yeah, so we're at action 2, we're going to spend 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to go ahead and play the other Dream Enhancing Serum. It always feels bad to me to play the other Dream Enhancing Serum because it feels so slow, but then in the end, I always feel good about having both of them out. All right, and then we're going to take our last action. We're going to move to this and see what this location is. All right, this is the Undersea Corridors. If you control the white key, you can place it in Undersea Corridors. Free trigger, if the white key is on the Undersea Corridors, you can move to a connecting location, limit once per round. So that is super cool. So she can put that down there. No clues there. So she'll end up dropping the white key. I think... Does Silas want to play Headdress? Maybe he does. I mean, he could be investigating at 4. That's not terrible. Sure. But he could take a resource and play Look What I Found. So I don't know. Action 1, we're just going to start exploring. He's got to get to these locations. Anyway, so action 1, he'll move in. Action 2, he will move into this location and see what's what. Alright, so this is the Sunken Halls. If you control the black key, place on the Sunken Halls. After an enemy enters the Sunken Halls, if the black key is on the Sunken Halls, deal 2 damage. So that's another thing Amanda can put this key down. 2 Shroud, 2 clues. That's pretty good. I think Silas could get these clues here. With his Look What I Found. But I'm just going to go ahead and play the Headdress. And that would actually have him investigating at a 4v2 because he gets the intellect from Granny Orn. So that seems good. Yeah, it seems like a. And then of course Granny Orn can help him pass if he fails the test. So yeah, I think that's good, and we could use those 2 clues. All right, so Dagon is going to hunt. Silas will draw a Eureka. All right, good deal. Amanda will get, okay, Nihilism. Well, we got her weaknesses. All right, we're at 1 of 8 due. Silas will get the Aquatic Abomination. It's a 5/7/2. While it's moving, fully floated locations are considered to be connected to one another. Aquatic Abomination cannot attack during the same phase it moved via its hunter keyword. Well, Silas got something to do with his chainsaw. Yeah, that's the thing. All right, and then Amanda will get the Macabre Memento, just 3 willpower. If you reveal a cultist token during the test, you automatically fail. If you fail, take 2 horror. Well, that's just a thing. We could forewarn this if we cared. We can kill the lab assistant. We're probably okay with that. There's really no reason to forewarn this. So, yeah, we'll just take this test. We are at 1v3. Alright, we get a tablet, which is going to be, if you fail, you must either increase the flood level of your location or take 1 damage. So, if she puts takes the damage, oh, she put it on the diving suit, that's fine, we'll take the damage. And then we kill the lab assistant with the horror. Alright. Now she draws a card at the beginning of the... She gets, okay, another copy of 3 Aces. So, of course, we've got 2 copies of that, so we'll Dream Enhancing Serum. Draw another card. Get a Crack the Case. And we Dream Enhancing Serum again. And we get an Inquiring Mind. Okay. So now we gotta put a bunch of cards under her. Or we gotta put a card under her. I think we put the Inquiring Mind under her. Seems good. Alright. We really want to play the 3 Aces this turn because she's got 3 cards left and we want to draw all of them. So I think what she's going to do, action 1, she's going to just go and get whatever clue, just take a test there and pass it. Because, Silas, I guess, is, let's see what Silas does with this Aquatic Abomination first, I guess. That's the more important thing. Alright, so it just occurred to me that our fight value is not amazing versus this guy, right? Because we're at 4, 5, 6 to beat 5. So, Alright, so we'll commit the chainsaw using... So that gets us up to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to beat 5, up by 4. Alright, that is a +1. Good enough, that's 3 damage. Can't pull that back because it is not a skull. Alright, we will then take another shot with Unrelenting. We will, or you know what, we're not going to commit Unrelenting. We'll just go at 1 up, playing to Lucky. So at 4, 5, 6. We'll commit the Unrelenting. Why not? We can pull it back. We'll put the 2 tablets and the -4. Alright, here we go. Second action. We get the +1 again. Alright. I definitely shuffled the bag because I pulled all this stuff out. You know what? That's fine. I pull back the Unrelenting. And he is now at 6 or 7 damage. We could punch him, but we'd only be at 4v5. So I think we're going to evade and commit the Eureka. So we're at 4, 5, 6. And then Amanda just comes in and 3 aces him. Alright. Elder Sign. He's evaded. We get to commit something from our... but we don't have anything we can commit from our discard, sadly. Elder Sign's so much fun with Silas, except that we don't have anything in. Alright, so we get to look at the top 3 cards and pick one. So we have the Track Shoes, Silas's Net, and look what I found. We will take the Track Shoes. As we would like some movement. So you may have been looking at me thinking I'm a silly person because I had the headdress, so all my values were better. But whatever, I made a mistake. Anyway, he is evaded. We got our Track Shoes. It's not a bad outcome. Alright, so looking at Amanda, she will take her first action to put down the white key. She will use a free trigger to move. She will punch the guy using 3 copies of 3 aces. She gets and then we will probably, do we want to Grizzly Totem this? Get extra card draw, or is there something else we're going to get? Well, we'll use the Grizzly Totem. So we get 1, 2, 3 resources. We get 1, 2, 3 cards. We draw Dream Diary, Momentum, and Obscure Studies. And we punched him. He's dead. But not into the victory display, because that's not how it works. We do draw a card from the Grizzly Totem, which means we take a horror. And we draw a card. Which is going to be a Practice Makes Perfect. Now, if we don't play the Lava System, we're going to probably have to drop cards here. But having the Dream Diary in play, I think, is super valuable. So we will just spend 2 of our resources to put the Dream Diary into play. For her last action. Alright, so I think Dagon will hunt up here. Silas will draw Sharp Vision. Amanda will draw Whispers of from the deep. Okay, we're going to have to drop a lot of cards from her. Alright, we're going to drop the Practice Makes Perfect, the 2 Momentums, and the Obscure Studies. Probably see. I hate to drop the Practice Makes Perfect, but I do want the Correct Case gives me resources. I want to play the Time Worn brand. The Forewarned gives me protection. Laboratory Assistant, I need to get down. So yeah. All right, we're at 2 of 8 doom, and we'll draw, and we get Lurking Deep 1. Silas takes a damage. I did things out of order. I forgot to draw Amanda's other encounter, so I'll fix this here. Okay, we get Memory of Oblivion. Okay, so this is the one that we have Eye of Truth on. So we are at, if we're looking at intellect, I guess, we're at 4, 5, 6, 7, Eye of Truth 8, 9, 10, 11, D4. We'll commit Whispers from the Deep to this. Okay, -3. We pass. All right, and then we resolve. She pulled her card at the beginning of the phase, which I already know what this is because I did it out of order a second ago because I forgot to draw our encounter card. It's the Laboratory Assistant, which we will Dream Enhancing Serum twice, and we will get Elena Harper and a Perception. All right. I'm not worried about this Lurking Deep one. I'm sure that Silas can handle it. Oh, and we gotta put a card under her. Probably a Perception. Ideally, we want to move in to this location, crack the case, and be able to play the Lab Assistant. So, we'll see. We're going to use the Awakened Mantle to move into this location. Well, it's a little better. I was hoping for a High Shroud, but it's a 3 Shroud, 2 clue location. If you control the blue key, you place it on this location. And investigators here spend 2 clues as a group, automatically evade each Ancient One enemy, unflood this location. For the remainder of the game, this location cannot be flooded. Group limit once per game. After you fail a skill test while investigating this location, take 1 damage. Alright, so there are 2 clues there. We can crack the case for 3 resources. So that's pretty good. We will... And then we can play the Lab Assistant. And I guess we might as well play the Lab Assistant now, since we have the 2 clues. Play the Lab Assistant for our first action. Drawing 2 cards. Oh, we have the Essence of the Dream is in our hands. Okay, we draw 2 cards from the Lab Assistant. We get another Crack the Case. Okay, we're going to be in the money here. And we get copy 3 aces. Okay, cool. Alright, so we're investigating. We are at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll use a Grizzly Totem to be 6, be 3, and we'll commit the Essence of the Dream, which is worth 4 icons, so we're up by a bazillion. In fact, I'm not going to use a Grizzly Totem. I may want that for the next test. Okay, that's a -1. We succeed by 2, so we're going to draw 2 cards. We get another copy of 3 aces and a deduction. And we get a clue. Last action. We are investigating. I'm going to commit Elena Harper. I know she's good, but I would rather actually have the 2 lab assistants out. Is that what I want to do? Yeah, I'm not going to be able to play her just yet. So we are at 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. +1. Okay. So we get to draw 2 cards. We get Eye of Truth and Inquiring Mind. And we get the clue. We will play 2 Cracked Cases to get 6 resources. And next turn we can play Time One Brand and the other lab assistant, which will be a good deal. Alright, so Silas will chainsaw this lurking deep one. We're at 4, 5, 6, beat 2. We will commit Unrelenting. We will seal 2 zeros and a +1. So we draw 2 cards. We get Quick Thinking and a Defiance. Alright, we're at 8 V2 because of the headrest. I forgot about that. Okay, that's Cultist. That's -3. We do not fail. He is dead. Pull back the Unrelenting. Alright, that's first action. Second action, I guess we just move in to here. Oh, this, and then last action, we'll put down which key does it want. Alright, I had to look and see what key. It's going to be the blue key we put down there, which removes blood token, exhaust Hydra, exhaust Dagon, and we're in good shape. Doing the thing. Alright. Silas will draw Brute Force. Happy card for us. Amanda will draw Forewarned. Dream Enhancing Serum. Draw Leadership. We're going to have to actually drop cards, so I don't know that I want to keep Dream Enhancing Serum now that I think about it. So I'm not going to do the other one. We have to drop 1 card. We'll drop the Inquiring Mind. And then she gets a resource. Cool. We are at 3 Doom. Silas will get Psychic Pull. Alright, so the card that I would most not want to lose out of his cards is the Track Shoes. Because, you know, that's mobility. We can get it back with Resourceful though, so. Not too worried. Survivors are tough. It's part of the name. Okay. Truck Shoes. Don't tell the game. Don't tell the game these things. Okay. So we are going at Willpower 3. We're at 4v3. We will go ahead and Unrelenting. I'm actually just trying to draw it for resourceful now because I really want those track shoes. So we put the 2 zeros and +1. We're going to draw 2 cards. We get Granny Orn and resourceful. There's our resourceful that we wanted. All right, cool. All right. We can fail in Granny Orn. We are at 5v3 on this. Okay, that is the cultist. So 5, 4, 3, 2. And leave the so 3, 4, 5. We can just Granny Orn and leave the unrelenting committed. I think it's done the work we want it to do. And we just drop that and we pass the test so we don't put a doom. And now there's an argument for actually having committed the Eye of Truth to that for Amanda so that we wouldn't keep getting those because it's such a brutal card. All right. And then Amanda will get an Ancient Evils and we will forewarned this, dropping one of her clues onto the statues in the deep. And say no thank you to the Ancient Evils. All right. She will draw and get her other copy of 3 Aces. I guess we might as well just Dream Enhancing Serum. So we're going to loop our deck anyway, and we get our other copy of Practice Makes Perfect. Alright. She has to put something under her. What's something we don't care about? We'll actually put the Eye of Truth under her. Get the Essence of the Dream. Well, let's see. Who's going to go first? She can go first, I guess. Let's see. What do we want to play? The Time Worn Brand, the Pathfinder, Lab Assistant. We don't need to play the Lab Assistant. Let's see. We're at 8. Yeah. Alright, so action 1, action 2, we'll spend our 8 resources to play the Pathfinder and the Time Worn Brand. We'll exhaust the Pathfinder. Let's move here. We'll exhaust the Awakened Mantle to see what this location is. Alright, this is the Submerged Temple. It's a 5 shroud. Oh, there's our where you need the cracked cases for. 2 clues. Each deep one enemy at this location gets +2 fight. If you control the green key, place it on this location, and investigators here spend 2 clues as a group. Automatically evade each Ancient One enemy. Unflood this location. For the remainder of the game, this location cannot be flooded. Refill it once per game. And I forgot that Amanda needed to drop the black key. So, all right. So this is her. I think we're going to, if we commit perception to this, or if we commit leadership to this, and deduction, we can get both clues. Draw one more card. And they'll both be in the discard, which is where we want them. Okay, yeah. So we will Grizzly Totem, deduction, leadership. So that gets us to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 versus 5. Okay, well, we can double some icons. We get the 2 resources from leadership. We get the 2 clues. And we get to draw a card, which is our other deduction. And these are in the discard where we want them. So we can Practice Makes Perfect them out. And that was her last action. Okay. So Silas just moves, and does the thing there. Or do we investigate and get the track shoes back? I think we do. Yeah. Alright, so action 1. Silas moves. Action 2. Oh, we can get the quick thinking. Perfect. Okay, yeah. We will commit quick thinking, sharp vision, and resourceful to this. So we are at we're actually at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on this investigate. Okay, that is -1 because there are not more than 4 or more unflooded of those locations. So we do get a clue. We get 2 clues because of sharp vision. We get an extra action back. Resourceful lets us get an item out of our discard pile, which will be track shoes. And then we'll spend 3 resources to play track shoes. I forgot about the headdress again. Okay. And then we will last action move into here. And this is if you have not a fully flow location. Yeah. Okay, but because we started, because we went through a non-fully floated location, we're okay on the damage. Alright, so Dagon will move here, I suppose. And you know what, we'll make a move down here. Alright, Silas will draw an Unrelenting. Happens to be upside down in his deck somehow. Just making sure that I didn't put the one in the discard. And then Amanda. She takes a horror, which we'll put on the lab assistant. And she cycles her deck. She draws a deduction. We have 2 of those, so we will Dream Enhancing Serum. Draw 2 cards. We will get Momentum and Perception. Alright, 4 of 8 doom. Silas will get, okay, the Conspiracy of Deep Ones. Alright, so he's at 4V. This is now a 4. No. Okay, now 4v3, because we've only done 1 of those. 4v3. Yeah, we'll just commit Defiance to this. And Granny Orn. So we're, no, we don't need Granny Orn. Fine. We're at 4, 5v3, up by 2. -2. Okay, we'll pull back the Defiance. So we're failing by 1. We'll Granny Orn to succeed. And that's done. Alright, and then Amanda will get Hydra's Brood. So it spawns at the lair of, it's a 3/3/2. It spawns at the lair of Hydra or the gateway, whichever is further from you, and it's a hunter. And after it engages you, if Hydra's in play, either place 1 doom on Hydra, or Hydra attacks you. So this definitely has to go up here. It's not a huge deal. Alright, and then Amanda will get a craft case. What's she putting under her? I'll just go ahead and throw... we have the Essence of the Dream, actually. We'll put that under her. Yeah. It's worth 4 icons. Seems okay. Alright. So Amanda will go first. She will Awakened Mantle here. And then she will take an action to drop the black key onto this location. Then she will Pathfinder into this location. She will use the white key ability to move to this location. This is the Undersea Corridors. If you control the white key, it's the same, but we can't. We don't control the white key, so. Then she will take another action to move here. Okay, this is the Asiji Chamber. It's 4 shroud, 2 clues. If you control the red key and place it on this location, investigators here spend 2 clues as a group. Automatically evade each Ancient One enemy and flood this location. For the remainder of the game, this location cannot be flooded. Group once per game. After any location's flood value is increased, each investigator at this location takes 1 horror. It's not a big deal. I'm not really sure actually why I invested so much energy in getting over there. But we will just spend 2 resources to put out our other lab assistant, which charisma allows us to do, and draw 2 cards. We will get another practice makes perfect, and another crack the case. So if Silas could get over here and get these clues, he could get a bunch of resources, which wouldn't be the worst. Okay, so Silas, this one is what? Okay, so action 1, he'll put the green key on this location, which makes it unflooded, right? Which exhausts, and this. I wonder if he actually just goes here. We had to spend 2 clues, so we don't have clues anymore. I mean, might as well see what it is, right? Alright. So then action 1, we will move here. Is the Vault of Riches. If you control the purple key, place it on the Vault of Riches, then choose a non-elite enemy at any location, automatically evade that enemy, and move it to the Vault of Riches. That enemy is not ready during the upkeep phase. Group limit once per round. It is a 4 shroud, 4 clue location. We'll exhaust track shoes. We're testing at 6v3. So make it 2. So we pass. We're gonna go see what this location is. Alright, although I guess we do know that this is the last key. During the enemy phase, each ready Ancient One enemy can attack investigators' heroes if they were engaged. Action, if you control the yellow key, place it on this location, investigators here spend 2 clues as a group, automatically evade each Ancient One enemy, unflood this location. For the remainder of the game, this location cannot be flooded. So we have the yellow key, but we don't have the clues. But we could have the clues. And this guy's evaded, so maybe we just get these clues. We have the resources to play Look What I Found. Excellent. Okay, yep. So we will just investigate. We're at 2, 3, 4, B2. And we'll investigate. We can just evade Dagon next turn. Alright. -1. So we just get the clue. Alright, you readies? This guy hunts. Silas will draw Resourceful. And we'll get another Forewarned. what are cards that we'd be looking for at this point? We'll Dream Enhancing Serum twice. We get An Inquiring Mind and Whispers from the Deep. We are at 5 of 8 Doom. And Silas will get Title Alignment. Choose a location where there's at least one investigator. Increase that location's flood level. Each investigator at the chosen location takes 1 damage. If the chosen location's flood level is not increased by this effect, Title Alignment gains Surge. It will gain Surge. There's no way to avoid it. So, because they're both at a fully flooded location. I think we can just put it on Amanda's diving suit. Alright, and then Silas will get Dagon's Brood. So it's a 1/4/3, Lair of Dagon, or the Gateway, whichever is farthest from you. I think that would be the Gateway. Yep, and after it engages you, if Dagon's in play, either place 1 Doom on Dagon or Dagon attacks you. Okay, so that is a thing. Alright, and then Amanda will get... Okay, she's got the Conspiracy of Deep Ones. It's a Apparel, test 2 willpower. It gets +1 difficulty for each location with a key on it. That is 2 of them. So it's a 4 willpower. If you fail, you're going to place 1 Doom on the current agenda, or the nearest ancient one enemy in play attacks you. Okay, we can commit Whispers of the Deep to this, and 3 aces to automatically succeed it. So, mischief managed, right? We get to draw 3 cards. We get Inquiring Mind, Momentum, and Elena Harper. And we get 3 resources. Alright. And that is that. And then she draws, she gets a leadership. Alright. So she could come in and whack Dagon. Evade him. What's she going to put under her? The question is, does Silas want to evade, get the clue, and do the thing? Or Amanda can get the clue, move in, evade, get the clue? Does Silas need resources? Yeah, I think she is going to put a Vicious Blow under her, and let's start making some progress on hurting these guys. Makes sense. Alright, so let's go first. He's going to evade evade Dagon. He is at 6v4. There's something I would want from Resourceful. Probably not. 6v4 will commit Defiance. 7v4. Actually, we're at a flooded location. It's actually at 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4 on the evade. Okay, we can cancel that and pull Defiance back. And Dagon is evaded. Action 2, we will move, we will track shoes. We are at 6v3. On the track shoes test. +1. We pass. He is there, and then which key is that? Okay, we're back. I needed to check and see which keys these were, and I want to make sure I didn't mess up the effect on the Onyx Guardian. So we're going to spin the red key. Spinning 2 clues. We'll spend 2 of Amanda's. And actually, we'll spend one of Silas's. And one of Amanda's. And that evades Dagon. He's already evaded, but whatever. Oh, this brood is evaded. Because when we evade him, that evades that. Does that also affect here? No. Alright. So we remove the sled token. Doing the thing. Alright. And then we got to come back and we can do the last key, which is the yellow key. Alright. So Amanda will Pathfinder. I mean, she could try to get these last two clues. But getting those last two clues doesn't really do. I could crack the case to give Silas resources, but he's got resources. Yeah, she'll just maximize her damage. Okay, so she's going to Pathfinder and then Awaken Mantle into these two locations. Then she is going to hit Dagon with commit the Vicious Blow. I don't want to cycle my deck because I want the Vicious Blows in the next deck, so we're not going to commit. We're not going to use Grizzly Totem or anything like that. We are at 6, 7, 8 to beat. Let's see, what is his deal? His deal is he gets -1 fight for each sanctum location with a key on it, which is 3. So he's a 4 right now. So she is at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to beat 4. We want to succeed by 2. We'll commit the Inquiring Mind and the Momentum to this. Again, we're not cycling our deck so that... actually, I think there's no way to make Vicious Blow not be in our discard. But we at least want this Vicious Blow to be in our discard. Well, yeah, that's fine. Alright. Alright, that's -1. So that is, see, we get the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage onto him. And he does have this thing that after he's evaded or dealt damage, do the same to a copy of Dagon's Brood. So that kills the brood over there. Which is pretty nice. Alright, and then the momentum will make our next test go down by 3. So we are at 7. So he was down to 4. He'll be down to 1. For him again, we'll use the Grizzly Totem this time to be at 6, 7. Yeah, 71 is fine. Right, that is, the tablet is -4, 0, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. We succeed by 2. So we do get to do the 4 damage to him. That brings him up to 10. And we get to draw the card from the Grizzly Totem, which is her Obscure Studies. Oh, hey. Brilliant. Okay. We will attack one more time with Obscure... We'll put... we'll just put the Obscure Studies under her and take the Vicious Blow back into her hand. And now we're at 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to beat. He's back up to his 4. Or 7 to beat 4. We'll commit the other Inquiring Mind. 7, 8, 9, 10 to beat 4. So let's do 2 damage. Alright, so that is -4. So we succeed and do 2 more damage to him. That's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 damage on a Dagon, who just is a big punching bag for us. Okay, cool. Alright, the Hydra's Brood will move to that location. Silas will draw his net. Amanda cycles her deck. We will put a horror on her other lab assistant. She will draw Whispers from the Deep. It's actually probably okay, because I think what she's going to be doing this turn is not taking odds tests. But we will see. Alright, we are at 6 of 8 Doom. And we will get, okay, title alignment for Silas. We have to choose a location where there's at least one investigator. Each investigator chosen location takes 1 damage. We'll just take the damage on Silas. But it has to surge because we can't increase the blood level of that location. Alright, and then we get Treacherous Depths. Apparel. You must either increase the flow level of your location or discard assets from your play area with a total resource cost of at least X, where X is your location's shroud value, which is 4. So we're going to have to get rid of Granny Orn, but we have another copy of Granny Orn, so that works out. Alright. And then Amanda gets Asiji. So you must decide each investigator loses 3 resources. Each investigator takes 2 horror. Or you place 1 Doom on the current agenda, which can cause advance. Actually, I'm going to take the Doom. And the reason I'm going to take the Doom is because I want... is because I think I'm close to being able to... I need Hydra to flip over so that I can actually do things to her. So that I can, win the game. So, alright. So I think... okay, and Amanda draws a card. In the round, she gets an Inquiring Mind. We have to put the Whispers from the Deep under her, which is fine. She could have forewarned, actually. But I guess it's just me being impatient. Alright. So what does Dagon do? He actually does, what? 1 damage, 2 horror. Move in. Evade. Do the thing. We still can't play Grinding Orn. Alternatively, we wanted to get those 2 clues, actually, on the red. I think we're just going to leave them. Oh, yeah. Because if we play the Look What I Found, then we're not going to be able to play Granny. Do we need Granny? Do we care? It'll be fine. Alright. Action 1. I think Amanda's going to go first, and she's going to evade Dagon, as painful as that is. It's not that painful. So she will evade. She is at 1v4. She'll commit 2 copies of Inquiring Mind, or I only have 1. Okay, that's fine. We will do Essence of the Dream committed to this. That puts us at... Oh, wait. She doesn't need to evade. Yeah, she does. Okay. So we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to beat 4. Actually, 1. Alright, auto fail. So that hurts. She takes a damage in horror. So we'll put the damage on the Awakened Mantle. Do we want to kill a lab assistant? Our hand is so big. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We can afford to kill a lab assistant. We'll do it. Alright. Action 2 will evade committing Elena Harper, which just gets us to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll spend 1 to play Practice Makes Perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we can look at the entire deck. We'll grab the Eye of Truth and commit it to this. We're up by a lot. I probably shouldn't have done the momentum, but whatever. It's fine. Okay, 0. So we pass by a lot. We get the 2 resources from leadership. The Eye of Truth goes back into our hand. He is evaded. We'll use the Awakened Mantle to move here. We'll take the action to put down her purple key, which we could use to move Hydra here. The brood of Hydra's brood there to be evaded. And then we will use Pathfinder. Wait, evade. That was an action. We'll use Pathfinder to move here and reveal this location, which is another Undersea Corridors, which is just the white key stuff. Alright. And that's okay. Alright, Silas will then investigate. He is at 2v4. Action 1, investigating at 2v4. We'll commit Defiance just in case we pull the Cultist token. Alright, Skull is worth what? There's not 4 more unflooded locations, right? No. Alright, so, but we'd cancel the Skull anyway. So, pulling that back, we'll spend 2 resources. Let's play Look What I Found. Getting the 2 clues. Alright, so that's first action. Second action. We will move. We will track shoes. We are at 6v3. Oh, we gotta actually put this token back. -4, okay, well we're going to have to play Lucky, which draws us a card, and we get another Look What I Found. I did want to pass this because I wanted to be able to take the action here, spending as 2 clues, and putting the yellow key, and getting rid of this flood token. Which now makes the skulls bad, but it's okay. Alright. So, this brood readies. Dagon readies. Silas will draw. You catastrophe. Amanda will draw her Vicious Blow. We have the Dream Enhancing Serums. We'll go ahead and draw them. We can not have to worry about Whispers from the Deep. So we'll get 3 aces and Inquiring Mind. Alright. Okay, agenda advances like we wanted. Alright, we get Tyrant of the Deep. If Hydra's in play, flip her to Awakened and Enraged side. If Dagon is in play and slumbering, he's not slumbering, we would flip him over. Alright, so she is 7 blank 4. She gets -1 fight for each sanctum location with a key on it. After Hydra is evaded or dealt damage, do the same to a copy of Hydra's Brood as well. So, alright, that's a thing. Okay, we have a new agenda, the Flood. The Great Flood has begun. With the ritual complete, the seas shall overtake the earth, and there will be nothing left but primordial ocean and its denizens. You are all that stands in the way of humanity's extinction. If an ancient one enemy is slumbering, flip it to its awakened and enraged side. Forest. It's got the same forest as before. Alright, 10 doom threshold, but we're in pretty good shape there. Alright. So we're doing, Silas will get Deep 1 Assault. We're going to disengage from each Deep 1 enemy area location. Each Deep 1 enemy area location and each connecting location engages you. If no enemies are engaged from this effect, search the encounter deck and discard pile for a Deep 1 enemy, spawn it, engage with you, and shuffle the encounter deck. So we're going, it doesn't matter, he's engaged this. So Hydra's Brood comes into him. We can put a Doom on Dagon, or we can take the Horror from the attack. We will take the Horror from the attack because Peter. Alright. And then Amanda will get Macabre Memento. That's 3 willpower. If you reveal a cultist, you automatically fail. Take 2 Horror. Alright, so we'll just commit Eye of Truth to this. Which gets us to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to beat 3. Well, the Grizzly Totem will be 6 to beat 3. We'll commit a Forewarned to be 7 to beat 3. I could cancel it, but I mean, I'm not too worried about the horror, honestly. So, alright, 7 to beat 3. Auto fail. Okay, that's going to hurt a lot. Shouldn't have taken the test. Alright. So she takes a damage and a horror. So we kill the diving suit, I think. And then we take a horror. And then she takes 2 horror from failing the Macabre Memento. That was from the nihilism that we took the damage and the horror. So, yuck. Alright. But she's still doing okay. Alright, now at the beginning of her... she's going to draw a card, which is 3 aces. Okay. So we have 2 copies of 3 aces, and we have the Practice Makes Perfect in her deck. We're going to put the Vicious Blow under her. Alright, so let's do the thing. I think that Silas will just evade Dagon. We got Hydra's Brood is a problem. So, okay, Amanda will go first then. She will Pathfinder into the Lair of Hydra. Let's take a look at this location, which is, it's a 6 shroud, but it gets -1 shroud for each sanctum location with a key on it. So it actually becomes a 2. It's got 6 clues on it. And you can take an action to place the black, purple, white key on this location and deal 3 damage to an ancient one enemy that is not slumbering. But we don't have any keys. Alright, so we're going to put 6 clues here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. So the first thing we'll do is we will evade. Can we make the evade? Yeah, we can make the evade. We'll commit the Essence of the Dream, an Inquiring Mind. So that is, our evade is going to be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 versus 2, or versus 4. Our first action. Alright, that is a tablet, which is -4, so we pass. So Hydra is evaded, which means this Hydra's brood is evaded. So that's a good deal. Then we will, let's see, did I use the Grizzly Totem stuff? Oh yeah, I was going to try to pass that memento. Alright. We will just attack with the Time Worn Brand. She is a 3. And we're at 6v3. So we'll just attack that. 6v3. -1, so it's 5v3. We succeed by 2, so that is 4 damage onto Hydra, which kills this Hydra's brood. Okay, and then we will exhaust the brand, committing Vicious Blow. We will commit 2 copies, 3 aces. We will spend 1 resource to Practice Makes Perfect to find our other copy of 3 aces, which will then draw 3 cards, which is a momentum. We will, I guess, kill our lab assistant and draw 2 more cards. I say that's the horror from cycling our deck. And drawing 2 more, we get Practice Makes Perfect and momentum. So we got our Practice Makes Perfect back. All of these will go into the discard, but in the meantime, we auto-succeed. We get 2 from each Vicious Blow and 4 from the brand, so that's 8 damage. Where are all those damage tokens out there? Huh. Confused. Alright, 2, 4, 6, 8. Alright. Yeah, it must have been from that aquatic guy earlier. Okay, so we're at 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 damage on her. Alright, cool. Very happy with that. Alright, so Silas is going to evade action 1, Dagon. Could he just take the attack? Yeah, it's fine. Let's evade Dagon. We're at 6 to beat 4. We'll commit Defiance and Resourceful. 8 to beat 4. Okay, that is the tablet, which Defiance will ignore, and we'll pull it back. Resourceful will let us get our lucky back. And Dagon is evaded. So action 2, we'll move into the Lair of Dagon, which we'll take a look. This is 6 Shroud, 6 clues. Lair of Dagon gets -1 shroud for each sanctum location with a key on it. Check the campaign log if all 7 keys are on locations. They are, and the Orders ritual was disrupted. It was. You dig to your memories to recall what happened the last time you were here. Read the flashback in the campaign guide. And let me just refresh my memory on what that does. Okay, so we got the Stinging Betrayal, and we have to decide. We're going to defy Ancient Harbor because we're not greedy, rich people. So we search each player's hand, deck, and discard pile for all players for Elena Harper and remove her from the game. So we remove her from Amanda's deck, and then we get the City of the Deep version 3 into play next to the current act. Provides an alternate objective. So let's take a look at that. Alright. You refuse to be a pawn in the government scheme. Even so, you don't wish Agent Harper to come to any harm. You tell her to escape while she can, and she slips away, cursing under her breath. Now you have a new goal. Send the riches into the depths so they can never be used against humanity. Alright, so we collapse the vault containing the Deep One's riches. If Dagon and Hydra each have at least 4 damage on them, advance. Well, guess what? They each have 4 damage on them. So, so we get to advance. So we'll advance right away. Or, sorry, 8 damage on them, but they each have 8 damage on them, thanks to Amanda and her amazing sword. So we got Conspiracy dismantled. With the deities of the Deep Ones thrashing and howling in pain, sections of the city are beginning to collapse around you. Hoping to use this to your advantage, you lure the creatures closer and closer to the vaults where their riches are held. The vast hoards of gold and jewels are no doubt how the creatures, and by proxy the esoteric Order of Dagon, were able to manipulate people of Innsmouth and bring more into their fold. You cannot let that ever happen again. One final blow sends one of the creatures staggering through the wall. The ceiling collapses and a torrent of seawater follows. You escape just before you were caught inside. Add this card to the victory display. But then, if there's another act card in play, you may choose to either continue playing in order to accomplish the objective on that card, or proceed immediately to R1 without fulfilling that objective. Let's do it! We can still fulfill the act, which is to get rid of all the floods. So, let's do some math here. If we remove 2 damage from an Ancient One, so we need to remove 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so we can do this actually right now. All right. So we could have done this trigger in the track shoes windows, but I didn't actually trigger track shoes, but it doesn't matter. So last action, Silas will move back, and then we will use this ability that's on here to say we can, for a free trigger, you can remove 2 damage from an Ancient One, enemy air location. So, and then we can decrease the flood level of any non-sanctum location in play. So, we'll do 2 here. Remove 2. To flip this over, decrease the flood level. We'll do 2. And we'll make it be unflooded. Okay, we'll remove 2. To remove the flood, remove 2. Get rid of this flood. We'll remove 2. Here. 2. Get rid of that one. And 2. And get rid of this one. And Amanda, her location, can remove 2. You get rid of this flood. And that's all of them done. So we can flip over Act 2, the City of the Deep Ones version 1. This is Shattering the Alignment. The seas part with a roaring torrent. Chill air flows through the corridors of this city as it rises. When the stars look down upon these alien emerald halls, something in the air changes. There's a sound like a snap and the hissing of air being pulled through the vacuum of space. Then, like automobiles lurching to life, the Earth and the Moon begin to move once more. Add this card to the victory display, and there are no other act cards in place. We proceed to R1, and we did get all of the flashbacks. So lots of good stuff to read. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to read it all. You can go read it for yourself if you would like to. And you probably shouldn't earn, the final flashback is definitely something, worth earning and worth going for. But, obviously these guys just smashed this campaign. In my opinion, Amanda is a star. Honestly, the way this played out was this kind of, Silas, supporting Amanda where she does the heavy lifting and just kind of taking the pressure off, which is not how I normally play Silas. I think he's a really great enemy management investigator, but, this just kind of ended up being, as I've said on the Mythos Busters Discord, kind of this, teenage fiction where you have the college student who becomes, the big star and, does everything. She's the smartest, she's the fastest, she's got the sword, she's the slayer. So wrapping up this campaign, it's a super fun campaign. I'm not sure yet if this is more fun than Carcosa. It feels like it right now, and Carcosa is like the gold standard for me. But it may just be the honeymoon phase. So we will see. But I am a huge fan of this campaign either way. It definitely ranks at the top for me. I hope you enjoyed watching it as much as I enjoyed playing it. I will see you next time on Winging It.